May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sirs.
Good evening. Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Kanishk, you're from Bihar,
Yes.
staying in Maharashtra.
My parents live there currently.
Yes. What does your father do?
So he's in Life Insurance Corporation of India.
Do you think Life Insurance Corporation has done a good job?
Sir, the purpose for which it was set up for,
Hmm.
to provide insurance to every citizen of India in an affordable and safe manner, I believe it has made a lot of strides in that direction.
Then what was the need for allowing other private players into life insurance? If you were doing a good job, it should have been allowed to continue.
So when our economy was opened up in 1991, a need was felt that competition would improve its performance even more.
So the need for competition was felt. And that's the reason why private players were brought in.
In one way, so yes.
Now, you see, you follow advances in military technology.
Yes, sir.
Do you think China can keep pace with China? India can keep pace with China in military technology? The Chinese are coming up with new developments every day.
Yes, sir.
And yesterday, DeepSeek, nobody expected. I think it was like a bolt from the blue.
Yes, sir.
So that's not in military technology, but I'm sure it will have military uses as well.
Yes, sir.
So how do you think we can keep pace with the Chinese, and what do we have to do?
So we do hold the potential to keep pace with the Chinese, provided we make the requisite investments in research and development, human capital skilling, and far-reaching policy initiatives.
So what are the policy initiatives we can take? And that's what I want. Suppose you are the Deputy Secretary in the Defense Ministry. What would you suggest?
So greater collaboration and synergies between the private sector and our forces. A great step towards that was the IDEX initiative, which was launched. Second would be, sir, collaboration between the academia and the defense forces and the private sector. That would enable the best and the brightest of our generation to foresee the problems and the needs of the defense forces and channel their energies in that regard. And third can be policy by the government that would encourage startups to invest more in research and development.
Yeah, but you see, the best minds are going away to foreign countries.
Yes, sir.
They study in the IITs, IIMs, and they go away to foreign countries.
Yes, sir.
There is no focus on military technology in our engineering colleges or in the IITs. So how do you think suddenly you would be able to make advances in military technology?
Sir, with regard to the best going away, I believe we can turn that into an asset. The experiences which these bright people gain in the advanced country who are at the cutting edge of such technologies, they can be harnessed once they come back. And that is visible in a lot of sectors. For example, Tonbo Imaging, that's a startup out of Bangalore. Its founder gained expertise and experience in US military industrial complex. With regards to collaboration between IITs and the defense sector, from what I have read, a lot of pilot projects are on between DRDO and IITs. For example, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, its stealth shaping is taking place in one of the old IITs. I'm sorry, I'm unable to name which one. So the potential exists, and we are certainly making steps towards that.
Do you think cooperation with the US would help, or cooperation with the Russians would help in this?
So the Americans hold leadership in a lot of areas which are in our which we need. For example, jet engine technology. The fifth and sixth generation jet engines. That is something in which US has a tremendous leap over all its competitors. However, it remains to be seen if US will be willing to collaborate with us on such technologies. The initiative on critical emerging technologies, and that is a encouraging
What
measure.
about the Russians?
So the Russians have been reliable partners, and they do hold expertise in a lot of engine technology. The fourth generation engine, like the AL31 FP, which we manufacture in Koraput for our Su-30s, we have gained experience for them, and they can also be leveraged. That experience can also be leveraged to advance our Nova and Nova.
Okay, now tell me something about Lal Bahadur Shastri ji.
Sir,
Since you studied in a school named after him.
Yes, sir. Sir, Shri Lal Bahadur Shastri was the second Prime Minister of India. He is a Bharat Ratna awardee, and he led this country through times of crisis after the death of Pandit Nehru and the 1965 war with Pakistan.
And what was his contribution other than that? And why do you think he is remembered till today?
So he was a freedom fighter, and his leadership through tough times, when India was facing problems on multiple fronts, aggression from hostile neighbors, agricultural productivity problems, his famous slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. And those are some things which help us, his legacy in our mind be fresh.
He also laid the foundations for Operation Flood, the White Revolution.
Sir.
So, can you say something about the White Revolution?
Sir, it helped us increase the productivity of milk in this country. And Shri Varghese Kurian played an important role in that. Amul and cooperative approach.
What does Amul stand for?
Anand Milk Union Limited. So,
Limited. Are you sure?
I'll have to check on that.
Yes, Kanishk.
Yes.
We have met earlier, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how do you do?
I'm good, sir.
I'll ask you something on anthropology.
Yes.
Now, which theories of anthropology and which anthropologists have helped in development development of our tribal plans, tribal development plans? Could you name some?
Sir, Shri Warrior Elvin and G.S. Ghure, they were very instrumental in development of our tribal policy.
When, which years?
I'm sorry, sir. I cannot
Okay.
recall the exact years.
Tell us what are our plans for development of tribals as of now?
Sir, we have the PM Janman scheme for economic and overall development of the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Other than that, the Forest Rights Act is also something which will be helpful in holistic development of tribals.
No, but then there are occasions when they are suddenly displaced
Yes, sir.
to accommodate some or other programs of human development.
Yes.
So what happens for these then?
Sir, they are resettled.
Resettle, but then they are mostly depending on forest produce. So
Yes,
they
sir.
lose hands on forest produce if
Yes,
they
sir.
lose their forest.
Yes, sir. So that is definitely an issue, and that is why whenever any developmental project is undertaken in tribal areas, their impact assessment is done so that their way of life is not thrown out.
You
of
did not say about tribal like quota for STs
Yes,
in
sir.
government jobs.
Yes, sir. That was an oversight on my part.
And also there is a ministry specifically dedicated.
Yes.
But in spite of all this, there is not much development in tribal sector in the country except for one or two selected tribes. Like Jharkhand tribes are still very, and Chhattisgarh also for
Yes.
that matter.
Yes.
Rajasthan, there is some progress. So which of the states have tribes presently in the country?
Sir, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. In the south, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Andaman and Nicobar. It's not a state, but
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So now you try to link this with the Naxalite problem, whether they are coterminous with tribal areas.
So,
How many, like many areas, Naxalism has now decreased, but how many districts have Naxalite problem now, as of now?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I don't have the exact data in my mind.
You recall Home Minister's statement to eliminate Naxalism fully. Are you aware of that? He has given some statement
Yes,
that
sir.
by
he did.
25
Yes, sir. I
or
will have to
26.
check on the date, sir. I'm
Okay.
unable to recall
March
the-
26, it
Sir.
will be eliminated.
Sir.
So on what ground he has stated that? What are the preparations of Government of India?
I don't have the data, sir, but if you permit, I can give the broad policy initiatives which have been adopted by the
Yes,
government.
yeah, please tell.
Sir, primary is development using security forces.
Okay.
Building infrastructure, basic infrastructure like roads, community health centers, schools in tribal area, supported by domination of those areas by security forces, has helped the tribals feel a part of the Indian state, and it has reduced the fear of Naxals in those regions. So once we are able to do that, and we have also coupled a surrender scheme in a lot of those states in which we encourage.
Okay, very good, very good. So now, do you think that social sites and urban Naxals are trying to perpetuate this problem for their own interest?
Sir, there
Who
are.
are urban Naxals?
So the term is used to refer to a specific segment of society which is more interested in keeping this problem alive rather than solving it. And I would like to draw a distinction between these people and the actual community activists who work on the ground to promote development of.
So, do you think that Naxalism has as its objective not to solve the problem of tribals, but to make use of this problem for their own benefit?
Sir, while the roots of this problem did arise out of some genuine misgivings they had with the states, over time, a certain malfeasance has crept into the
Has crept in, and therefore it is continuing. So government has a bigger work at its hand.
Yes, sir.
To solve the problem. Okay, let us come to your interest of following latest developments in military technology and equipment. Now there are generations, no? Fifth, sixth generation, fighter aircraft and all.
Yes.
So where is India position? Are we still importing or we are developing some of our own?
So we are doing both simultaneously. We are our own homegrown fighter projects. The LC.
Up to what level we have generation we have reached?
4.5, sir.
4.5.
Yes.
And China has 6th generation.
Some would argue that they have.
Now we are not getting or we are not willing to take from US because they don't supply us spare parts.
Yes.
So we are stuck that way. Neither we are producing our own, nor we are getting the latest ones.
Yes, sir.
And plus, US is very unpredictable.
Yes.
They may suddenly close the
Yes.
deal. And Russia, what is the position? Are they at par with US now?
No, sir. Russia is not at par with US.
Okay, so we have a disadvantage, no, vis-a-vis China because we have to look for the Chinese threat, no?
Yes, sir.
And then added problem is from artificial intelligence.
Yes, sir.
So what is DeepSeek? You have heard of that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, DeepSeek is a novel Chinese large language model which was just released publicly. Its USP is that it was designed at 1/20th or 1/30th the cost of its contemporary Western large language
So
model.
it has challenged even US AI industry, no?
Yes, sir.
They are totally flabbergasted that how we can handle that.
Yes, sir. It has called for a lot of reassessment in US AI policy circles.
Okay. Do you think any benefit would be derived out of the Paris conference AI where PM is going to attend in February?
Sir, if that conference results in greater technology sharing and collaboration with Indian public and private firms as well as academia, I think we can.
There will be some
yes,
use.
sir.
Okay, we can stop at this point. Thank
Yes,
you. Thank you.
you,
All
sir.
the best.
Thank you, sir.
Kanishk,
Yes, sir.
you are a software engineer.
Yes, sir.
Role of software engineering in space.
Sir, three primary roles of software engineering in space. Design of spacefaring equipment and technologies that can be optimized via use of software, efficient software. Second is simulation training of astronauts that can also be enabled by software. And third is the entire project cost and planning can be minimized via integrating with simultaneous other projects which are going on.
Okay. Is India planning to send a satellite shortly?
Yes, sir. NVS 2 was supposed to be launched by the GSLV F10.
When?
I think has been launched or it will be launched very shortly. I'll have to check up on it. Sir.
Okay. Where is the launch pad?
Shri Harikota, sir.
And which number of satellite would this be?
Sir, it is going to replace one of the first IRNSS satellites.
No, like what milestone will it create with its launch?
Yes, sir. If you may permit, sir, I will have to.
Yeah.
Sir, I think it's the 100th satellite.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. How is the Indian humanoid mission progressing? Any idea?
Sir, I think the astronauts have been selected and their training is going on.
Where?
I'll have to read upon it, sir.
Okay. We were discussing AI,
Yes, sir.
right? With other panel
Yes.
members, you were discussing.
Yes, sir.
3 pros and 3 cons.
Sir, I'll start with the pros of artificial intelligence. It will increase efficiencies of project design and development. It will enable humans to concentrate on more abstract and innovative thinking and replace the mundane and the repetitive tasks of day-to-day life. Third, it will enable countries like India, who are a bit lacking on technology development, to leapfrog the painful steps of human propelled design and development. The cons include job losses in the short term, unless we come up with a plan to counter those. Second will be deep-seated societal changes, especially from an anthropological perspective. A lot of human functions, when they will be replaced by artificial intelligence, the different societal roles will be challenged. So that will result in some upheaval. And third is the risk of concentration of AI progress in the hands of certain groups of countries. That may not be beneficial for humanity at large.
Okay. So it needs active regulation, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll come to corporate funding in media.
Sir.
How does it affect its impartiality? And what sort of regulations do you look at?
Sir, corporations, whenever they fund, give money to anything, there is usually a predetermined goal for which that money is spent. And media is supposed to be impartial in their reporting. So there is a potential conflict of interest whenever such media houses who have taken money have to report on their donors. Towards that end, I think regulations will have to be made that such conflicts can be avoided.
Okay. Self-regulation is sufficient or insufficient on the part of media?
Sir, it is certainly a fundamental step because we have to balance freedom of the press also with regulation. So
Right.
that can be a starting step.
My final question to you is regarding collegium system,
Sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
It has been in the news for
Yes, sir.
past few years.
Yes, sir.
And this present government had come up with a alternative of NJAC,
Yes, sir.
which Supreme Court didn't agree with.
Yes, sir.
What's your take on this issue?
So the topic of judicial accountability is a very important one in the furtherance of democracy in this country. I do realize that there has to be some sort of transparency in the selection of judges. However, it has to be seen if the interference of other parties should be minimized so as to uphold judicial integrity. And NJAC definitely seemed a step in the right direction. However, as it was held unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, other measures will have to be thought of and implemented.
Do you have any in mind?
No, I cannot think of any right now. Sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The government has announced a pay commission.
Yes, sir.
Today, a secretary in the government of India draws a basic salary of 2,25,000.
Yes.
To what extent do you think that should be raised to ensure that good talent comes into civil service?
Sir, I don't have a specific number in mind. However, while increasing any such, mandating any such increase, I think two parameters should be kept in mind. One is that the right to respectable life of a civil servant should be, as per their stature, should be kept in mind. And second is that a secretary, if we are talking about any Group A civil servant, they are at
The
the
secretary is equivalent to a chief secretary in a state.
yes, sir. So they are in charges of extremely large administrative setups, and their pay should reflect, should if not equal. I realize it is not possible to match the private sector. However, it should be in line with whatever leaders of private sector corporations draw in analogical to government scales.
Otherwise, what would happen?
So dissatisfaction could be one concern, and if the families of the civil servants are unable to make do with what the government is paying them, there can be pressure on the civil servant to indulge in other unethical means to bridge that deficit in income.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You come to the end of the interview,
Yes.
frank and straightforward in your approach. And I would generally say that you did very well. I don't think I can find any major deficiencies. General knowledge base is very good, and you are able to logically explain your position. I don't know what kind of a view you hold on gender issues. I hope they're progressive.
Yes.
Apart from that, I'll leave it to the panelists before I come back again.
Yeah. No, Kanishk, you are a very good candidate. You are prepared. When is your interview?
19th March, sir.
Oh, so you have enough time also. So I would suggest that if you want to make it this time,
Yes.
devote yourself fully on further bridging any knowledge gap that is
Yes.
there. Go through your DAF and prepare notes on every single issue.
Yes, sir.
Your state, your this thing, no, your optional
Yes.
and academic, parents, village,
Yes.
economics, finance, budget. We did not discuss much.
Yes.
So that will be one important aspect.
Yes.
Global finance, country finance, everything.
Yes.
So then you will certainly make it, no? Because you analyze well and you tackle a response in a proper light, no? Not taking extreme positions. So you should keep in mind that you should not be taking a very rigid or extreme position.
Yes.
All right, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Kanishk, just one line advice. You are articulate, you are balanced, right?
Yes.
Which is a very positive point. Just prepare your DEF and current affairs,
Yes, sir.
okay, before you have sufficient time.
Yes, sir.
For facilitating that, you could prepare a question bank sort of a place
Yes.
with some bullet points against each question,
Yes, sir.
which will further ease you
Yes.
in the main interview,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Otherwise, you are ready to go.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
What does your mother do?
Sure, she manages our home.
Does she get some income?
Yes, sir. So those are investment incomes.
Okay. That's one. And
That is quite sizable.
5 lakhs.
Eight lakhs.
It's two different, this one is 5 lakh.
Okay. There was some time difference in that.
The point is, why do you want to get in civil services? These standard questions,
Yes.
the order of preference,
Yes.
why police service, what do you want to do in police service, police questions, questions related to police service, questions related to corruption, questions related to recent Supreme Court judgments, questions related to federalism, questions related to Bhojpur,
Yes, sir.
related to Bihar, related to Mahakumbh,
Yes.
why the stampede took place, how it could have been prevented.
Yes.
Those issues can also come. We
Yes.
couldn't ask all of them because we didn't have time. So, a wide range of issues, anything can come.
Yes.
Because we focused on military technology today, which is a very difficult area for you to speak on, but I think you spoke quite well. You were able to logically explain the position, though we didn't take it to its logical conclusion because of paucity of time. I would like to actually go into kind of what should be India's position, what should India do for the future regarding acquiring military technology. But then there's a lot of it requires time to explain. These and also issues related to suppose you don't get Bihar,
So,
you go into another state.
yes.
Are you okay with that? And then would you like to, what is the reason for this order of preference for the various states?
Yes.
Suppose you say Northeast,
Yes.
so why not? And things like that. So you could imagine difficult situations
Yes.
and be prepared for that also.
Yes.
So don't get stuck because you are speaking fluently. The tempo of the interview is going on smoothly,
Yes.
and that is what is most important.
Sure.
It's like watching a film. You should at the end of it come out with a pleasant feeling.
Sure.
So that feeling I got after interviewing you.
Yes.
That's why I said it was a good interview.
Thank you, sir.
So that kind of a feeling has to be brought into the minds of the interviewing members.
Yes.
Keep that as the ultimate result.
Sure.
And do well.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
All the best.